What up, y'all? It's your boy Polo Cuts D. Welcome back to another episode of Off the Clipper, baby. You already know what it is. I'm right here with the gang, the one and only in the building.
Manny Rocks, you know.
Yeah, we got my boy to the left, baby. That barber Cheapy.
Yes, sir.
Today we got a dope ass guest. We got my boy. I've known him for a while. 12-year veteran in the bail bonds game. He's a dope ass agent. My boy Philip in the building, baby. You already know what it is, man.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
What up, Philip? How you doing, dog?
Good. AKA Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil. That's right, my boy. Man, dog, we've been trying to get you in here for a couple weeks already.
Yeah, it was, those kids take up your time.
Hell yeah. You're a busy man, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Super. That's crazy, bro. So we initially wanted you on the podcast because every time you come to the barbershop and you
I got those fire stories.
Yeah, dog. You come and get haircuts. You got those stories, bro. You're
wild.
Not only that, but you're a good storyteller, bro.
Yeah. Thanks. I get animated with it. You know?
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
My guy's pretty detailed, man.
Hell yeah.
A lot of stories for
You definitely
sure.
paint a picture for everybody to
bro.
see, you know,
Yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about.
You're definitely intriguing. You could capture an audience.
It's crazy because we're talking to you, and you're getting a haircut, and I noticed last time when you were here, you were talking to us. Well, we were talking to you and shit, asking you questions, and you were telling a story, and all the clients were literally like looking at you, fool. I looked at Manny's client, and then I looked at I forgot who else was here, but they were my client, your client, Manny's client. They were like listening, fool. Remember, Manny?
Can you read my eulogy? When I kicked the bucket, I want you there, bro.
It's crazy, bro. So yeah, man, I'm glad to have you here, bro. I hope we have a good time. It's super chill.
Yeah, no, it's chill. It's that's what I go through every day when I when I'm telling these stories. I wake up in the morning, I go to work, and it's just something new every day. Like, it's always a surprise. That's why I love doing what I do,
Yeah.
So, bail bond's a crazy business, man.
Hey, so you've been doing it for 12 years?
Yeah. So the way I started was my best friend. We grew up with him, me and Cheap. We skateboarded together and whatnot. I was actually homeless at the time, okay?
Yeah.
So his uncle, I've known them for a minute, and they have a family business. It's a bail bond business, Shout out to the Guerreros. They got me started.
Big shout out.
Yeah, and I was actually homeless at the time. I was on their ranch. They got a ranch out in Lakeside. And his uncle comes up to me. He's all, "What's up, Phil?" He's all, "You want a job?" I'm all, "Sure." He's all, "One condition." He's all, "Shave that beard." I was like, "All right, let's do it." That night I went to work, did my overnight shift. Yeah, I had a big beard. I was just coasting, bro. I was just bouncing around couch surfing. I was young.
Just let it all hang out.
Yeah. And I was just couch surfing and whatnot. Anywho, that's how I got started. And I went to work that night. And I pretty much started as a road runner, being out on the streets, like, trying to recruit people. Like, see people walking around, looking at the signs, walking around the jail. Go with, "Hey, you need a bail bondsman?" Bring them into our office and whatnot. So I started from the bottom.
So you would like hang out like outside jails?
Yeah, all weirdo status,
Yeah, that's wild.
Just walking around like, "Hey, you need bail?" And like, so. And I had known nothing about the game, nothing.
Yeah.
So I was absolutely new. And eventually, I was working with another young lady who was in the office, and she's like blowing up on the phones. And I hear the phones ringing, and she has no help. So I'm outside looking in, and I'm like, fuck it. Walked inside, picked up the phone, and I'm like, "How can I help you?" Boom.
Damn.
Started chopping it up, and she's like, "Dude,
You're a natural.
I need you on the phones."
Took some initiative right there.
Yeah.
That fucking shows a lot right there.
Yeah, so then we started, then it all started from there. It just snowball effect, man. I just started, hustling bail and, what we say, slanging freedom.
Yeah, so for the people, because you were talking to me about it last time, but I'm not really 100% knowledge of, like, I don't have enough knowledge of what posting bail or being a bail bonds is. What is it when you say you slang bail and freedom? Obviously, they come to you for their freedom, but how does bail bonding work?
So it's in the Constitution of the United States that everybody has the right to bail. So when you get arrested, the court set an actual bail amount, and then you're eligible to bail. On some cases you won't be allowed to bail, but everybody has the right to bail. It's been like that for over 250 years. So when you go to jail, they set a bail amount. So for instance, let me give you an example. if somebody goes to jail on a domestic violence charge, it's a $10,000 bail, okay? So the courts need $10,000 of money, of cash, or a bail bond to secure that they're going to make it to their court appearance. So they'll release you, but they need 10 grand there.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, we'll release you. Well, we need 10 grand here to assure that you're going to come back to court.
And that's a percentage
Okay.
of.
So that's what the bail amount is set at. So we come in and we give them that 10,000, and then in return we'll charge them a non-refundable fee of 10%. They'll pay us $1,000, and we'll give them the 10,000. We'll put it up in the courts so that they get released. Eventually, once they're done with court, we'll get our money back from the courts.
Okay.
Okay.
The people the I mean, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but the criminal doesn't pay you back.
Yeah, we call him the defendant.
The defendant.
Client. Yeah. So what happens is when they're in jail, so they're gonna call me and say, "Hey, I got a $10,000 bail." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So what we'll do is we'll put up the 10,000 for you, but you're gonna have to pay $1,000 to borrow our 10,000.
Yeah, but okay. Now this is where I'm kind of confused. So you right now said that the court pays you back the 10,000, right?
Correct.
Not the defendant.
So basically, like I said, everybody has the right to bail. So the court just sets a bail amount. It's kind of like collateral. They just need the $10,000 there, and then obviously the bail company will pay a small fine to the court or whatever to use the services. But yeah, it's your right to bail. You know, everybody has the right to cash bail.
And
now, will the court give you the 10 back, like if it's like a proven innocent?
So
And then when it's guilty,
So
like,
we have nothing to do whether they're innocent or guilty.
you get your money back regardless, right?
So all we're doing is getting them out of custody. They got to deal with the court system on their own. So basically, when we put up the 10,000, they just show up to all their court appearances. Once they eventually become exonerated from court, which means they no longer have court appearances, that's when we get our money back.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So is there a cap for you guys where you guys won't take a bail? Like, is there like, say like $1 million, like, okay.
Yeah, there's no cap, but we do underwrite the bail. So we want to write good bail. We don't want to write a bail bond of somebody that we feel like is going to take off to Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as a part of somebody who's doing the bail process legitimately, they're a good bail candidate. They bail out on a $10,000 bail, go to court to get exonerated, we get our money back. Now the tricky part is when they don't show up to court.
Yeah.
That's when the courts will hit us up with a letter and say, "Hey, look, we have your 10,000. Your client didn't show up.
Oh,
You got 6 months to find him."
Okay.
And that's when we're like, damn. So we don't want to lose those 10,000. So we have 6 months to find them.
Okay, now, so the court pays you back the 10,000, right? Does the defendant pay them the 10,000 afterwards or no?
No, they only deal with us privately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if a defendant has 10,000 cash of their own,
He could use that
he
himself.
can use that himself.
Okay.
But most people don't.
so then
have
if he
that
runs, then that's cool because no one's gonna be looking for him. Or,
for his own case.
Yeah.
right.
He's like, I'll put up the 10 grand, then he's gonna lose it.
Oh,
But no one
okay.
wants to put up the whole thing.
So-
usually,
So how does the defendant be judged if he's a good candidate or not?
So when they're in custody, I pretty much take an application on them. They call me. I'm like, "What's up, bro? What's your background and whatnot? Hey, you got a job?"
You got to read them.
Yeah, I read them. I have I have my credentials. They allow me to go in and out of the jail to visit. I get to see them face to face. I like to sit down with them personally because there
Yeah.
are people out there who are con artists and they know what's up. They know the game.
Yeah.
And they'll trick you. You know what I mean? But now we have access to so many systems that allow us to do these thorough background checks that, we can call them out if they're lying. But basically, you pretty much read them. It's pretty simple because most people are pretty straightforward. They want to get out, so they don't want to lie. But if there's some people that are like from Arkansas, they've been here for a week.
You're like, hell nah, fool.
Yeah, we don't want to bail them out because they're gonna have a court date in a week and a half from now. They're gonna end up in Arkansas. They're gonna miss the court date. We're gonna get a letter. Then we gotta go through all this bullshit to get them back.
Yeah.
then you got to go to Arkansas, right?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
God damn.
If we can't get them to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they're willfully running, you know what I mean?
Have you guys ever had to deal with someone where you guys post bail for them and then you gotta in a way walk them yourself to the court and be like, "Hey man, you gotta fucking go"? Have you guys,
in
do you guys
that-
like babysitting type of way?
Yeah, in that case, because when somebody gets released from jail, they're released into our custody. We're
Oh,
responsible
shit.
for them because that's our money.
Uh-huh.
So we don't want to lose that money.
Yeah.
So eventually we'll put like stipulations and conditions of release where we're like, hey, you know, you're kind of risky, bro. So we're gonna put you on an ankle monitor.
Yeah.
We want to make sure. That
Oh,
you're
you
not-
could do that?
Yeah, we can
Oh,
do that.
damn, that's crazy. I did not know that.
So we can put our own ankle monitor. We have, you know, we contract people who have ankle monitor services, and we're like, hey, you know, we're not comfortable with you in bail. You know.
Yeah.
You have a lengthy track record. You know, you've skipped bail before. We run your background check. We see that you failed to appear in the past. You know, we just want to keep tabs on you, bro.
Yeah.
And then that's how we, you know, we exhaust all our resources in trying to help them to get out, because everybody's trying to get out, bro. Everybody has a family. You know what I mean? Like, people make mistakes. Like, we try to connect on a different level, you know, to help them out.
Yeah. So after the 6 months pass by and they don't show up, right? What happens?
The courts will keep your money, but you also can get granted an extension. So you can then eventually get another 180-day extension, but you would have to show that you are actively pursuing this person and that you have an open case, that you're doing your what's it called? Your investigative work, basically. You hired somebody. You're like, hey, we have tabs on him. We spoke to the girlfriend. You'd speak to the court saying, hey, just give us some more time. We're going to bring him back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But eventually, once that
After those
time's
180,
out, it's a wrap.
they keep your money.
Yeah, and then that's where the bounty hunters come in, because when you got like a month left, that's when they're like, yo, dog, we need you, bro.
Yeah.
We're not trying to lose this 50 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, damn. Yeah. Especially.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Especially on the big ones.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, right now we started off 10,000, but
Yeah.
and 10,000, yeah. I mean, it's something, but it's nothing really, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you guys have cases where you gotta drop 150,000, right?
Big time.
And that's when it's like, all right, fool, we gotta get on this shit now.
Yeah, like 250,000.
And you guys also like, so you guys hire bounty hunters. Have you guys been in a situation where you gotta go look for them yourself?
Yeah. Back in my day, I used to do that. Like, I mean, you're talking back in the old school bail days. You know what I mean? Back in
What's the difference?
2010s. Well, basically, you know, you don't have to contract somebody. Like, if I posted a bond on somebody and I'm like, I got his address, I'm gonna go check him out, see if he's at his bank. And I did that before in the past, and so that shit goes south sometimes. Dude.
Yeah.
These guys don't want to go to court. You know,
yeah.
They're like, they get out of custody, they miss court for a reason. You're trying to contact them, they're avoiding you. You're like, this fool does not want to go to court.
Yeah.
And I did that in the past one time. I actually did like 5 of my own arrests, and then it started to get pretty dangerous. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna.
It ain't
do this
worth
no
it.
more. I have kids. Like, I'll stick to the office work.
Yeah.
Like, I'll let these bounty hunters that have the tactical training on knowing what to do, because I'm not tactically trained, and I was going out there like armless, bro. Like,
You're crazy.
You're wild, homie.
Yeah.
Just like this, like, hey,
I mean,
I'm gonna
you
go
were-
knock on his door
yeah.
and
Yeah.
hey, you want to come?
I mean, at the time, I'm pretty sure you were younger. Like you said, you didn't have kids.
Yeah.
So you were more like, fuck it, I ain't got shit to lose, you know?
Yeah, and also, you know, the company I work for is like, it's family owned. You know, we're going against these big corporations who have, you know, big capital, big buffer accounts that are able to afford these agents. And at the time, my boss was like, hey, go look them up. We don't have to pay somebody. So let me tell you about this instance one time. So this one time, this guy, he ended up missing court. And I called him, and he was like, fuck you, and hung up on me. And I was like, motherfucker. So I went to his house.
Yeah.
And I went with some backup, you know, with one of my buddies named Earl. Some old white guy, fucking.
Earl.
Yeah, Earl. Fucking beach shirt kind of guy, you know?
Yeah.
And we're at his door down in, where was it? By like Hillcrest and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking knocking on his door, bro. And like, we don't get nothing. And then we turn to the left, and we see some fool walking up to us with like a burrito in his hand. And I was like, I look at the picture, I'm like, yo, Earl,
That's him.
And he looks up, and I was like, yo! And he's like, fuck! Dropped his food and booked it.
Did you grab the burrito?
Yeah, I took the burrito, I ate that shit real quick, and then I ended up catching up to him. And I ended up chasing him, right?
Yeah.
This is where I got out of it. I was all like, fuck this.
That was the last one.
That was the
Your
last one.
rodeo.
So I ended up chasing him. We were running around different alleys, and I'm tripping out like, what the fuck am I doing? But I just wanted to catch him. So I ended up chasing him. He hopped in his car, and I'm trying to like elbow his car window and shit to get him out.
Yeah.
But I was just not hitting it with all my force, you know? So he backs out, and I was like, get out the car. And he speeds and tries to run me over, and I had to jump out the way, twisted my ankle, and I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. Like this is not my field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then funny thing is, eventually he called our office. He's like, I don't want to go to jail. I'm sorry. Da, da, da. And they're like, dude, you almost fucking ran over our guy. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, there's a lot of
there's a lot of emotions involved in it.
Hell yeah.
People black out and do whatever it takes to fucking not.
It's the fear of the
have to
unknown.
do.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
You know what I mean?
Fear will turn you into a fucking, like you said, it'll black your ass out, dude.
And the funny thing is that his case wasn't even that serious. He just had no clue what was going on. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. When I get pulled over by a cop for speeding or for anything, like my nerves start fucking going through the roof.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting a citation, bro. Like
Yeah.
at that point, I mean, I know some people.
A warning at that.
Yeah,
you know?
like
And
I'm
it's
pretty
like,
like, dude, I know some people that have they're cold hearted, bro. They have no type of fucking fear. Like, yeah, like they fight someone and then they go on with their day the next day. Nah, me, I'm like fucking expecting retaliation or like I start getting nervous and I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna come get me. But there's some people that just can live their life like normal, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's some people that get arrested and they're like, whatever.
That's something
about it,
that
you
you get used to, though. You
exactly.
know?
Yeah.
Like for someone that's not like exposed to it a lot,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but once you go through it a few times, like your first fight
Yeah.
example,
Yeah.
it's the worst thing ever. I got fucking you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But after your fourth fight, you're just like, whatever, you know, it's
Yeah.
just another fight, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with going to jail. It's like your first time, you're going to freak out, like,
Big time.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I have
But people that are like, you know,
Used to it.
career criminals,
Yeah.
it's just like, wow, I'm
They
gonna go
know
to
the
you
system.
know, I'm gonna go to Starbucks and
Yeah.
you know, it's like whatever.
Yeah, the people
Yeah.
that know the system.
When I get pulled over, man, it's like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Hands on the steering wheel, like in
Oh,
here,
fuck
license
yeah.
registration.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
everything like by the book.
When I get
you know?
pulled over, I hazards on, roll all my windows down, I turn the car off, and I put my keys on top of the roof,
Yeah, yeah.
and I put my hands on the steering wheel.
Damn, you really
Yeah.
put your keys on the roof?
Yeah, just for
Ah.
them to be like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
just to be like,
Fuck
because
that.
it's gonna
Now
make
let
them
them know
feel
you're
good,
not
you
going
know.
anywhere. you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
drop the pants, bend over, and cough.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know,
Almost,
bro.
almost. Hey, if I could get a warning, fuck it. You know?
I don't know. I feel like that sudden movement of taking off your keys and putting them up here would probably be like, hey, what the fuck you doing? I'd be, you know, I think that would. You don't think that's kind of more
They
dangerous?
get out of the car pretty quick, dog. If you
Yeah.
get pulled over, fool, they're like at your window like that, dog.
It's
Yeah.
because
Fast,
they're trained for that. You know what I mean? Like these cops, sometimes they get bashed for it, but it's like, you know, they get shown videos of what can happen if you're not prepared.
Yeah.
So they're always on edge
They-
because
and they
they
always-
have kids too.
Yeah.
And they have families to feed. So they're like, no, what are you grabbing? Like they're tripping
Yeah, they're
because
doing
every
their
day
job
they
too.
wake up like, am I gonna die today?
Exactly.
Like, because they're over here serving the community, and there's some piece of shit cops out there, bro. Like, there's
Yeah.
some bad cops out there, but there's some good ones out there too
Yeah.
that are like just on edge, bro. They're just trying to keep everything subtle, but there's
It's-
just some cops that don't know how to handle themselves. I mean, you can go through police academy in 6 weeks?
800 hours.
I mean, 800 hours. I mean, in other countries, you got to be in police academy for like 2 years, 3 years. You know, it's
Yeah.
so easy for
That's
somebody
why-
to get their you know, their badge.
Yeah, someone was
without
telling
the
me.
proper training.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
sorry. Someone was telling me that whenever you see like a officer shooting, it's never a sheriff,
Why?
because sheriffs you have to do 2 years in. You have to do the academy, and then before you're in patrol, you have to do 2 years in prison, like
What the
dealing
fuck?
with the inmates, and then
more trained.
after 2 years, you
They're
could
a
apply for
correctional officer.
patrol.
Oh,
They
shit.
just don't put you out there unless you're like top of your class and shit.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah, so they're more trained. You
yeah,
know?
I didn't
so
know that.
they're more like.
They're more experienced and shit, you know?
So it's you graduate college or
Your academy.
You get sent to jail. You're dealing with inmates for 2 years.
Like as a CO?
yeah, yeah.
Huh.
And then after the 2 years, you're eligible to apply for street patrol.
I wonder why. I wonder how the whole prison jail helps you in the outside world.
You get used to the mental stress of dealing with people
And the politics.
without real weapons
and the politics inside
and the
jail.
politics.
Because
Whereas
in jail, there's more about a line of respect.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And they tell you, like, when you're in the jail, like, hey, respect these guys because most of these guys are gang affiliated. So you're already like, okay, and you learn a lot of shit in jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, you see shit that goes
you know
down.
you know what to look for, body language.
Big time. Big
So
time.
that when you go out, you already know I'm dealing with these fuckers already while they're locked up. So I
Yeah.
know what to look for on the street.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where if you're a
That's
PD,
interesting.
and you're dealing
You
with
graduate, and then the next day you're
Out.
like,
Yeah.
with the, you know.
And in jail, the fools that are doing time, these guys are most of them are gang members. They're like, these guys are like
Down as fuck.
down. You know what I mean? They make a living off of that underworld. You know what I'm saying? That underground world, as opposed to these other guys that are outside that are tweakers, meth heads, and act off of impulse.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different game.
Yeah, that shit's insane, bro. Like me personally, I've never been to jail, bro, and I've always been scared of that shit, bro. Like,
Yeah, same here.
I don't know. I can't really picture myself going to jail. One, because I love my freedom,
Yeah.
And
There's nothing like it, bro.
Yep.
There's
It's
nothing
a privilege.
Unless we can make some money off of it, fuck it, you know.
right? I mean, fuck.
Spend
I
a
don't
couple
know.
months in jail, fuck it, we'll be good.
Yeah,
No, just kidding,
man.
But, you
So,
know, fuck jail.
Yeah, the good thing about it, you could be a barber in jail though. Ah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Get those sopas de maruchans.
Hey,
sir.
Line 'em up.
you know what's crazy? I actually applied for a job once at the GEO in downtown.
The Geo.
Yeah, or Geo,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That's the federal building. I
Yeah,
believe.
federal building.
Yeah.
As a barber there, they were hiring, and
That's crazy. Like
yeah.
as a civilian.
as a
Going
bar
in and just chopping people up.
chopping up the inmates.
Yeah.
But there was a better candidate than me.
Yeah.
I think honestly the reason why they didn't hire me was because of my tattoos. I try to cover them as much as possible, but
No, well, I
they
remember
got
you
to
telling
see.
me that the guy who used to be an old CEO.
yeah. Oh yeah, the guy that they hired, he was a CO back in the day, and then he
Yeah,
became
yeah.
a barber, and then
Yeah.
But
I remember
Um,
everything.
yeah, no, for sure.
Nice.
So 12 years in, bro, you're a veteran. You've been doing it for 12 years, bro. How do you like from when you started? How much do you think you've grown, bro, since you started there? What's
A lot.
yeah,
Like when I was first in there, when I first started, it was just, nothing, man. You're a small fish in a big pond. You don't really know, there's so many details in bail. There's so many things to learn. I'm still learning to this day.
Yeah.
Like I'm still working with other agents by my side, and I'm like, damn, that was pretty clever. You know what I mean? But like Manny was saying, it has a lot to do with emotions. People are stressed out, bro. They're calling us stressed out. It's their first time in jail, trying to get people out. It's a stressful situation. So, I've worked alongside agents that are just inexperienced. They're in it for the money. You know what I mean? And they don't know how to handle these clients. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And you have to adapt to each client that you have. I have some people who are clients that are rich folks. I'm like, how's it going, sir? How can I help you? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And there's people that are hood. And I'm like, what's up, bro? What can I do for you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and, you just got to connect with them. What I do
It's
personally.
the same thing with barbering.
Yeah, exactly.
Continue. Sorry.
You just got to vibe with the person in front of you. So when people call me, I connect to them on a different level. Like, what's up, bro? What are you going through?
Yes.
Like, be real with me.
'Cause they
Like,
can
I'll
relate
help
to you like that, you know?
Like
They
I'll
feel
help
more
you if you let
comfortable.
me know what's up. Because in bail bonds, we do payment plans as well.
Yeah.
So we can help people out with payment plans. There's some people that don't have that money, and they need a stretch. They need a push. So that's when we come in and finance them. That's where co-signers get involved. But there's some people that just don't have the money to get out like that.
Yeah.
It's people just paid rent. Holidays just passed by. They're like, man, my man's in jail. I'm like, don't worry, we're gonna help you. And there's other agents out there that are just like, well, you're gonna need this money to get out, and just like not really connecting with them on a level.
Yeah.
So what's made me successful in the business is that I connect with these people. I get to know them. I let them know that I actually care about helping them out and understanding their finances, their situation, their kids, what's their overhead on a monthly basis for what they have to do to feed their family. Like set them up on payment plans that's not going to set them up for failure. Basically, like, hey,
you
I'm going to hook you
feel-
up.
I'm sorry. Do you feel like that had an advantage over you? Like after all these 12 years compared to like someone that doesn't see it the way you do?
As an advantage, like if somebody else has an advantage over me.
Yeah.
I think
as far as
I
like
think I have that same. I think I have a question similar. Like, do you mean like as in, like
is there more what are the benefits of you doing that as opposed to the other guy that's like, no, I'm gonna need this much? Do you get more
Because-
clientele that way, or do you feel like you get more referrals? Or
So when I'm working on somebody's bail, when somebody's just like straight out the shot, like, hey, this is what you're gonna need, they're not really understanding the other person and giving them the option to speak and explain to them what they can do. They're just like, nah, this is what you need.
And you look, they look down upon them too.
And then the people on the other end are like, okay, well, I'll call you back. And then they don't like try to find a different avenue.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, well, do you got a brother? Do you got a grandma? If everybody chips in $100, you know, bring it all together. Let's get the family inside.
More
And they see
open-minded.
like,
Okay.
we can do this.
Yeah.
You know? But there's people that are just looking for the money.
So you actually like give them advice on how to come up with it, as
Big
opposed
time.
to just like you figured out on your own.
Big time.
Come back to me when you
know,
have
like-
this.
And
Let
that's
me
what
know-
probably gives you the upper hand.
For sure. And that's
Definitely.
what comes with because when I was younger, I was just like, hey, this is what you need to get out. I didn't really know how to
Connect.
do those type of things.
Okay,
But
yeah,
then,
that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, and honestly, I learned that from my boss, who is my boss right now.
Yeah.
You know, he was super tough on me when I was young, and I was like, man, this pissing me off. You know what I mean? But he was showing me what's up. Like, dude, you have to go and help these people out. Like, you can't just like you have to find different ways to make it possible. It's possible. Like, we can get them out. If we can't do it, nobody can do it.
Especially because you're earning off of that, you know.
Big time.
That every customer that hangs up on you, it's money that you're losing for the company.
Yeah, like if I don't get if they don't get out, I don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't get out, I don't get paid. It's plain and simple.
So I don't know if this is gonna be like a pretty good question or not, right? Or a dumb question or not, but you know how when you when like me, I want to apply for credit, right? I want to get some credit, like $10,000 loan from a credit bureau. They do a credit check. You guys do
Honey.
credit checks or anything like that? Can you
Yeah.
guys ever decline people
Yeah,
if they have
we
a
do.
fucked up ass credit?
Yeah, we do.
Not just because you think they're gonna run away and go on the run, but do you ever decline people because they have really fucked up credit?
Well, yeah, we do. We do decline people who just like we dissect their credit.
Oh, okay. So
it's-
that
it's
credit
in-house.
does have something to do with the.
For sure. I mean, obviously, like if their credit is phenomenal, we're like, "Pfft, let's get
Hell
them out.
yeah.
They're like, hey, I'll pay you once I get out. We're like, hey, no problem. We'll bail them out 0 down. Let them take care of the payment when he gets out.
But if they have fucked up credit, you just charge them a higher interest rate type shit.
No, there is no interest on bail.
Oh, no?
It's at 10%, and then you can qualify for low income rebates,
Oh, okay.
which is like at 9% or 8%. You know what I mean? We don't really go under that.
Yeah.
So, but there's people with fucked up credit that were like, hey, but this guy doesn't have any repos. He doesn't have an SDG&E bill. Like he has medical bills on there, or maybe like a K drawers or something. Like people make mistakes. They don't pay off their stuff, but it doesn't mean that they're gonna burn us. But if we see you're not paying your car note, you're not paying your electric bill, like bro, your shit's fucked up. Like you ain't gonna pay us. You know what I mean? So, if that's the case, what we do is we make sure we collect as much as possible up front. So, because we'll still get them out if they have the money to get out, but we'll collect as much as possible up front so that we know that we're covered in case we don't get paid off in the back end.
No.
Yeah. So say if someone says, hey, you know what? I don't got money, but hey, I got my car. What's up? You guys want it?
Yeah. That's
Like-
collateral too.
Yeah, like vehicles or like possessions and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, and
they'll
that's
front them to you guys and just
big time. Like there's
kind of like a
people
pawn shop in a way.
for sure. Like if somebody, it's their assets. So
Yeah,
there
for
you go.
sure.
Assets is
so
the word I
there's
was looking
people
for.
that don't have the cash, but they have the assets to say like, hey, I got a freaking chopper at home that I paid 16 grand for. And I
Damn,
got
fool! What kind of fucking what kind of people you dealing with?
Yeah,
A chopper?
You're talking about people, like all types of people, bro. Like even laptops. Like people
Yeah.
are like, hey, I bought an iMac Pro or whatever. You're like, okay, what's it worth? 2 grand. Well, your bell's worth 2 grand. Well, can we go get it appraised at a pawn shop and maybe pawn it for you, get the cash, and then go get you out? They're like, for sure. They sign it over to us. Boom. Those are good agents that are able to actually.
That's dope.
Actually
That's dope.
say,
I
well,
haven't
do you
heard
have-
of that.
They want to
That's
help.
sick.
People
Exactly.
agents that want to help you really
Exactly.
fucking.
Let me go into your crib and fucking sell all
For
your
sure.
shit.
Bro, I've gone into people's, they've given me authorization to go into their house. Like, here's the number to my safe. Go in there, and I have my credentials, so
You fucking go in there and you're like, hey, I'm here for this, and that.
Well, if we request their property off of their jail, they have their house keys or whatever. They're like, hey, nobody's home, we'll go in or whatever. But I have my credentials, so everything's legit, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Like they trust it. They're like, okay, and it's the trust that you establish when you're speaking to them in the jail.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, bro, don't worry, I got you. Like I'm not gonna go up in there and start looking through freaking drawers and shit. Like you just don't do that to people, man. That's
Shit,
just
if
bad
I'd be fucked then.
I'm going through all your shit.
lifting up mattresses.
Hey, I used to be that homie that would go to homie's house and start going through their drawers and shit. Like,
Be like, oh, look at this perfume.
but I would always
hey,
go.
the bathrooms. You got another
Those
bathroom.
youngster
Go
days.
upstairs.
I would always go through the.
Okay.
I would always go through the mom's drawers and shit, fool.
You're looking at bra sizes and underwear.
Hell yeah.
Dude, as long as you weren't trying them on, dog.
Oh, no. I ain't
shit.
gonna lie. I was just smelling them.
I use them as a face
My
mask.
man.
Hey, so do you think your background story, as like your personal background story, has helped you with your bail bonding career?
100%.
Yeah?
Man. 100%. I relate to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I have been through a lot of shit.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
that's the reason why I ask you. I mean, I know we really haven't like spoke about your personal life or anything like that, but
Yeah.
the times that I've spoke to you, you know, you've told me a few stories, and I'm like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
this guy has been through a fucking, bro. You've lived the fucking, and I told you this the other day, bro.
Yeah.
Like what you've told me.
Yeah, I remember
for
the last story you was here.
so-
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I even told him that day, and I don't know if you remember, but I was like, damn, dog, like for someone that's gone through some fucked up shit like you went through, they don't end up doing as good as you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to congratulate you for that, dog. Like,
No, big props.
Yeah, you've been
Where's
through
that
some
fucking
shit,
button
fool.
right here?
which one?
The bah, 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 bah.
Yeah,
There you go.
I want to congratulate you, bro, because you really are fucking. You're killing it, dog. Like, you.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Most people that come from that type of background, like, they don't. End
And
up
just know,
anywhere.
bro, we're here for you too, man. Whenever
yeah,
you need us, man.
I appreciate it.
We're
man.
here.
Definitely.
But going back to my question, do you think that has helped you a lot with dealing with all these people that you're bail bonding?
Big time, bro. Big time. I believe in, like, you know, you do good things for people, it's gonna come back to you. But I don't judge anybody, man, because I've been through a lot myself. You know, I've been rejected, I've been denied. You know, I've been through a shitload myself. So, you know, I feel these people on a different level. And I've always told my girl too, like, babe, I could feel what people feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I actually feel that.
You're an empath.
And I'll call it out if it's bullshit. I'll be like, nah, bro.
very
Like,
empathetic.
you need to get your shit together. But
Yeah.
but I'll feel what these people feel, because it's just something that you have. Like, you know, it's just I believe in that energy. You know, so where I'm just like, you know. So yeah, it has helped me a lot, because, you know, I put myself in their shoes, and that's the thing I've always told my girl and, you know, my oldest son, is that, like, I can legitimately feel what they're feeling at the moment. Like, I'm looking at these people stressed, and I'm like, ugh, and it hits me, you know? There's times where I see bad shit, man, and I'll just sit there and tear up and be like, fuck, man, that's fucked up that person's going through that, you know? Like, wishing for them to go through something better, you know?
Yeah.
So it does help me a lot in the bail system, because these people are going through some shit, man. And everybody fucks up, bro. Everybody messes up. Everybody makes mistakes. There's people that are out there that they fucking have it coming to them, man. And I, even though I feel for them, I try to give them advice. That's where Dr. Phil comes in. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always giving these guys advice, you know?
Oh, now I get it.
So they're always like, you know, and the fucking hairline is catching up to it too, so it's following through.
Shit.
But anyway,
You good, dog? Got more years.
yeah, so I end up, yeah, it does help me a lot, man. You know, going through what I went through and shit.
Have you had like what are I would like to hear some stories, dog. Like what are some of the I want to say, like, and you don't have to say
Top three craziest stories you have for us.
Well, I want to hear crazy, but I also want to hear like a very like a touching story where you're like, damn, fool, like something that has touched you and you're like, fuck, I gotta help this fool out. Like, I don't know if for some reason this fool was innocent, or I don't know, this fool just bad luck, wrong time. Have you ever had to deal with anybody that you're like, damn, this fool does not deserve it? And like you said, you teared
Got a
up
fan
before
up in
and
here?
shit.
It's getting a little hot up in here.
The AC's full blast right now. Fuck.
All right, cool. Anyway, yeah, fuck. I would have to really dig into the archives. I mean, I've gone through a lot of crazy shit. I've seen some fucked up shit too, bro. Like, there's some badass people out there, bro, that do some sick shit, bro. Like, you got people that are fucking like pedophiles that are in jail trying to get out and shit. And you're listening to the story and you're like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking horrible. I hate working those cases, bro. You know what I mean? But those are cases you got to work on, you know?
Yeah.
But as far as stories, man, I mean, I have a shit ton of stories. Can't really at the top of my head come up with one because there's so fucking many.
So
you
many.
know what I mean? But you know, there's this one time I was dealing with this doctor. I think I told you guys this one. I'm not sure if you guys remember. He's a doctor. He's fucking.
No, let me see. Give me.
You want to switch spots? The fan's right on me if you
Big
want
time,
to.
bro. Big time. Big time. I love that fan.
Here, hold on.
Is it right on you, Chief?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Bolo likes me on his right side.
Let me see. Let me see.
Strong side. Where's my strong hand? Take my strong hand.
Talking to the beard. Like the mic.
Take this turkey and you stuff the shit out of it.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh, there it is.
Big time, yeah. 'Cause I get hot, man. My body runs hot, bro. Ooh, that feels amazing.
Right there. There it is.
Go, baby. All right. Where we at?
Fuck. What was it that you were?
Earphones
Talking
are
about,
nice and
you're
wet.
talking about the doctor.
Oh yeah. Oh, there it
Okay.
is. I can feel that. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, right
You were talking about
So
Dr. Phil.
I ended up working with this guy. Ended up hitting me up, right? He was in there on a $250,000 bail for
goddamn.
for sexual assault. So he's a doctor out of Michigan, and he ends up coming down to the San Diego, the convention center, to like push medicine, because he was like a creator of this fucking top-notch medicine, right? And he ends up hitting up this escort. You know, he's he's in that fucking dark world, bro. He hits up this escort. He's chatting with her, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? You want to meet up? And what are you willing to do?" And she's like, "Whatever you want." She's like, "But just don't. I don't like to be hit. I don't like to be slapped. I don't like none of that stuff." Okay.
Yeah.
So they end up hooking up, getting together. She asked him to fucking slap her and hit her.
She asked him.
She asked him.
Oh hell, that's a setup.
So he didn't know that. So they're in the heat of the moment, and he's like, "Okay." She's like, "Oh, grab your belt, do this, boom." Dude, he's like, hit me harder, leaving marks on her.
Oh fuck. No.
Right after he was done, she calls the cops, bro. Knowing that this
shit.
fool is a millionaire. Like, I'm
Oh,
talking millionaire,
no.
bro. Like coming out to sell his medicine to get millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And so
And I'm sure this was bragging, like, I'm out here for dough. Like,
Big
I'm going
time.
to take care of you, girl.
Big
you know?
time.
Like, just.
So cops come, and he's in jail, and he calls me, hits me up, "Yo, just grab my Amex card, 25 grand right there, boom, right." I got him out. He comes to my office, and he's sitting there, and he's like, "She set me up. She set me up."
Wow.
He's all, "She specifically texted me and asked me not to. She made me do it," because he's smart. He's a doctor.
Yeah.
She's all, "This was a setup. She's going to take everything I have." Like, he was tripped out. And I'm staring at him like, damn. Like, you fucked up for fucking up on your family?
Yeah.
And, your wife at home and kids?
Oh, and then
messing
now
with
his
us?
wife finds out, bro.
Oh, dude, he's all, "Now my wife's going to take everything." Like, he's all, "I'm going to lose my kids." He's all, "They're old enough to know what's going on." Like, he was just like, what the fuck? Like, he was stuck there. He was talking to me about contemplating suicide.
No.
And I was all like,
man.
and I was sitting there and I go, fuck, I gotta attack this fool's mind right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is where money aside, bail bond aside, he's already
This
out.
is you now speaking.
This is me now. I'm like, listen, bro, you kill yourself and what? What happens to your kids?
Yeah.
They're gonna grow up with that mentality, and they're gonna be all stressed out and eventually want to kill themselves thinking that it's okay. I go, no, you're not
Wow.
gonna do that, bro. I go, you fucked up. Take accountability for what you did. But losing your money and losing your wife, you're not gonna lose your kids. Your kids will always love you. But you deserve to lose your wife for what you did. Like, you fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
But don't talk about taking the easy way out. I'm like, it sucks because you walked into the devil. Like, you did not know that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, you had absolutely no clue that this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it happened to you. You got played, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
big time.
But
Fuck.
don't not kill yourself, dog. And he's
Hell
sitting
no.
there like crying, bro. And I get up and I go and console him, and and I said, "Listen to me, dude. Think about your children. How are they gonna feel when they found out that their dad killed himself, dude? How bad is that gonna fuck up their life?" I'm like, nah, fucking put your chin up. Take this shit to the chin and fucking battle it for your kids.
Get a badass lawyer.
Like, dude, handle your biz. And he eventually ended up, like wiping his tears, and he's like, "You know what, Phil? Thank you. I need to hear that. And like, if I didn't give a fuck, bro, if
Yeah.
that was any other agent who was just like, oh man, sorry you're going through that, that guy's gonna walk out of that office with that mentality in his mind.
Dome
but I had to
himself.
hit him fucking deep, bro. Like
Yeah.
where I'm like,
Hell
listen,
yeah.
dude, listen, bro, look at me. And he was just like, I'm like, don't do it, bro. It's not worth it. Life is too precious.
Yep.
And I told him, I said, suicide's an unforgiven sin. I'm like, can you handle the heat at 90-degree weather? No, then you can't handle hell, bro. Because that's where you're going if you commit suicide. Like, you're going to hell.
And I love what you said, bro. I have never thought about it that way. Like, if your kids ever go through something so bad, that's the first thing they're gonna fucking think about, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Suicide. I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah, and it's
It'd be like a domino effect.
Yeah.
so that's a story where I had to connect with this guy and go, damn, like I have to, all bullshit aside, all business aside, I have to help this fool. Like he's sitting in front of me. Like,
you know, I'm pretty sure this fool thinks about you, like every now and then.
Probably, dude. And you know what? And he came back to the office after court and he thanked me and shit. And his wife was next to him. His wife was pissed, bro. She was sitting there like
Pretty sure she stayed with them.
mad, you know? I mean, you know, I have no clue. I didn't follow up. But he came in and he was just like, he kept thanking me. Like, thank you, Phil. I go, no, man, it's cool, man. Like, you don't need to thank me, you know? I'm just glad that you're not thinking like that. But he did take that shit to heart. And he was like, I'm like, you know, don't take the coward way out, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you love your kids, fucking stay here, dude. Like, do not do that, bro. Because
Yeah.
suicide is a fucked up thing, man. It's a serious thing with those mental health issues that are going on, you know, in now's time, you know, like it's crazy, man.
Yeah, my nephew just committed suicide on Thursday.
Oh, shit, man. You know, mames.
Sorry about that, bro.
Yeah. I
Sorry
don't know.
about that, bro.
No. It's like, so the family's like kind of caught between like feeling sad and like feeling like angry about it, you know, for the same way that, you know, like kind of took
Yeah.
the easy way out. You know what I'm saying?
that was kind of rough. That came from left field. Though.
No, yeah. But
I
I,
mean,
was
it's
just
real,
thinking
though.
about the whole
If you-
time,
if-
you know?
if-
You're
Yeah.
but-
talking about. I was thinking of you.
Yeah, you know,
It's real,
and it's
man.
like I got the phone call like at 5-6, and it was just I was cutting hair, and I got
Yeah,
the
it
phone
was
call. I was
tough.
like, what the
I even
fuck?
me and
It's
Cheaper
real,
were like,
you know?
what
It was-
the fuck?
It's
It was
real.
like out of nowhere, you know.
And
it's,
at that time where he was in that dark place, where he really needed somebody to really talk him out of that dark place.
Yeah.
You know, he really needed that. He really needed that at that time. Unfortunately, what happened. But, you know, there's people out there that just need to be, you know, just spoken to, bro, and like feel
Yeah.
cared about so that they don't feel like they have to do that because we've all gone through stressful moments. I've gone through a lot of stressful moments in my life as well, where I'm like, fuck this. But then I'm just like, and like you snap out of it, but there's some people that don't have control of their emotions, bro. And they
Yeah.
go into a deep level where
They
it's
just
like,
start-
damn, that's tough, man. It's real tough.
I don't know. Me personally, I'm a very sentimental guy, dog. Like my feelings take over me, like especially more when I'm like sad and angry, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm very like fuck, like sometimes I trip myself out cuz I ain't going to lie, like I've been in positions and in situations where they're not even that big, but I've never gone through something so traumatic ever in my life. Like when I mean traumatic, like I've never lost a family member, like a close family member. I've never,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
so real close.
been in a fucked up situation where like we're struggling at home, you know. But I've been in situations where I'm like, fuck, like it pops up, you know. But then I'm like, nah, what the fuck, like
I believe
I
that
don't know if everybody goes-
has their own peak of what they go through.
You know?
like I can go through something that's not going to affect Cheapy a certain way, but me, it's going to affect me tremendously.
Yeah.
But then Cheapy can go through something that to me, I'm just like, that's cake, bro.
Yeah.
But to him, he's just like, nah, because
Exactly.
we're all different. We're all programmed different, bro.
Yeah.
I
Everybody gets affected
I don't know
differently,
how
for sure.
I don't know how comfortable you are right now, Manny, but like do you think like maybe your nephew was like in need of like do you think people around him saw the signs and nobody like did something about it?
There was definitely signs because he was always like depressed. He was always like
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
he's always like vocal about it. You know, if he needed
Yeah.
help, he would say something to make sure that he would get the help out.
Yeah.
One thing that changed was that he started a new medication. Maybe less than a month ago.
Was he on like antidepressants and stuff like that?
Yeah. And that's the only thing that we could
Yeah,
you know,
I hear those
kinda-
could dig like a dark hole for you, bro.
Yeah, it does. Because me myself, I've been on antidepressants,
Yeah.
and like for a while, I wasn't feeling good. I just felt sick. Like I just wanted to sleep all day, no energy,
Yeah.
and I went to like 4 or 5 different doctors until they figured out what it was, and it was just like combined stress, have OCD, social anxiety,
Yeah.
just regular, just
Yeah.
whatever. And I went on medication, and then within a week, I felt completely normal.
Yeah.
And it was like
Balancing your levels. You know
and
what I mean?
it was weird because like for a while, I felt like how I was feeling was normal, and this is how everybody felt, and I was just being a bitch, complaining about it, But once I went on the medication, I started feeling normal. Like what? Like this is what I'm supposed to feel like,
Able to cope with it.
Like
Yeah.
So
I'm not
it was
supposed
like
to.
your happy pills.
Yeah, it was like that's what I used to call. I used to tell Stephanie it was my crazy pills,
Yeah.
and it was like after like 3 days of taking them, I felt like a 180, like a whole different person. I'm like, fuck, like I've been living this whole time thinking that way when I could have just asked for help,
Yeah.
and now I'm good,
And some people need
and it's like it's okay to feel like stressed out and all that, but there's a point where you need medication,
Some people
and it's
need that.
okay, and it's
Yeah.
okay, but don't use medication as a way to not feel that way. Like
Yeah.
for me, I used it for like 2 weeks. I felt good. I stopped taking it, and I worked on it, like
Yeah.
try to keep myself, thinking the way I did when I was on it,
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'll go through like I'll go for a while without it, and then if I feel like I need it, I'll jump on it again.
Yeah.
Get my mind right, and I'll just kind of keep going like that.
Yeah, definitely. That's a serious topic, bro. When it comes to those mental health issues, because you gotta find what the trigger points are. You gotta figure out what's making this happen. You know what I mean? Like for instance, somebody who has a rare skin disease, something like psoriasis, and when their psoriasis flares up, it's because of something that they ate in particular. So then you gotta go back and check your diet. Same with the things that you do and your habits in life. Like when you're dealing with that emotional stress, think about the 2 days before. What did I go through that triggered this shit? Because something triggered it, And then you got to learn how to switch it up. But also, some people can't process those things, So they do need that supplement to help them out. You know what I'm saying? So there's no shame in that. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely
if that
not.
helps you, it helps you, bro. And that's all that you need,
Yeah.
And that should be like a very that message should go for everybody that's watching right now. If you guys ever need any type of if you guys are going through anything that's tough, make sure to always reach out to people. We always mention this all the time. Every time this topic comes up, it's very easy to reach out to people. I know it's very hard for you to do it, but it's very easy. People are a phone call away, and the best thing to do is to like to say it out loud, because not everybody can guess like when someone's going through some shit, because
we can't read people's minds.
yeah, we can't, and
be open
it's
about
it's very fucked up, bro, because a lot of times like the people that end up committing suicide, sometimes they look the happiest, sometimes you can tell sometimes you can really tell when someone's going through a fucked up time. They're very sad, but some people for the most part they don't look so sad, and all of a sudden you just hear about it and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, big time.
So just for everybody that's watching, man, think about your kids, think about your family, call someone, ask for help, man. It doesn't fucking, you don't lose nothing asking for help. If anything, you're gonna gain another day.
Yeah. And to add to that, when you do reach out to people, you're in control of picking and choosing who you want, because there's people that you're gonna come to and they're gonna feed you bullshit and venom and shit that's gonna make you feel like a piece of shit, and it's only gonna fuck you up even more. So cancel those people out of your life. And
Just
be like,
man
you know
up.
what? Fuck you, bro. I don't like what you said to me. It doesn't make me feel good. And go find another person that's good for you. Because you are who you surround yourself with. And if you're constantly opening up to somebody who's negative, all you're gonna do is get negative feedback, bro. So find somebody that's positive. Find an outlet. Find a hobby. Man, read a book. man. Reading a book is
journal.
legit, bro.
If you can't talk to
Right,
nobody,
right.
write that shit down.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Write it down. Let you know, like me, when I have a lot of things going on in my mind, I'll just write it down.
Yeah.
You know, because think about it, like you have 3 things you're thinking about, and you're just replaying it all in your head. So those 3 things turn into a million things, just because you're constantly thinking over and over and over. But for me, what helps if I write it down?
Yeah.
It's like I'm draining my
Releasing
brain.
it.
Yeah, I'm draining my brain. So now I have a visual, and I'm looking at the paper. I'm like, it's only 3 things, as opposed to just thinking about it
Yeah.
all in my head.
In your head, it seems like a fucking big ass
Yeah.
bag of fucking.
Because like you're just like,
Yeah.
and then because I have OCD.
Yeah.
So I'll just think about the same thing over and over and over in my head.
One thing turns
like,
into 10. Like,
yeah, and it's just
what
like
if, what if, what
all
if, what
day.
if?
And then like for me, that's why I'm always tired, because mentally I'm just like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I drain myself mentally, so
Yeah.
physically it follows.
Yeah.
You know.
I
So that's
think-
why journaling helps me a lot, just to kind of like declutter my brain.
Yeah.
Even if
Big
it's
time.
like don't even think about a structure. Just whatever pops up, like talk to yourself. Just boom, boom, boom. Whatever comes out, and then eventually it'll make sense.
Yeah, for me, I feel like it's more of like I go for like a hard 3-week, like, I don't know. I feel like for me, every like 3 weeks or every month, I have like this like week where I shut down, you know, where I'm drained, because I'm a big thinker, bro. Like I have
Yin yang,
like,
baby. It's all
I have
about
like
balance.
I have like my fucking brain. Like that's why I stopped smoking weed, bro. Because I was all about, like, as soon as I would smoke weed, it was like, fuck, I would start overthinking shit. Like, what if this? What if that? And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, I'm tired of this shit. Like, you know. And it got better once I stopped smoking weed, but
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. That shit's just crazy, dog. Like, that's definitely not the way to go, man. So, yeah, for everybody that's watching, ask for help, man. That's the best advice we can give
Yeah,
you.
100. 100.
Going back to the bail bonds, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Me being a business owner and being an entrepreneur, bro. Like, I want to see you own a bail bonds company, bro. Are you thinking about that in the future?
Yeah, it's been a thought of mine, you know. It's a sensitive topic, you know, because I do represent a company at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, so
But I mean, in a
everybody
Yeah.
should always think about starting something, starting a business or anything that's going to support your family.
For sure.
So you should never feel bad about thinking about starting something that's going to eventually bring income and financially support your family. And and I got a 14-year-old who's starting high school tomorrow. You know,
Yeah.
Shout out to my son Isaiah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Right.
He's in 4 years he's gonna have, if he needs college support, which he is gonna need. I mean, I have to be able to do that for him, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I want him to succeed.
I respect that.
And who knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it's always definitely in the plan for me. At the moment, I'm more focused on my relationship with my girl and my family, and eventually, getting married with the woman that I'm with now. Shout out to my baby girl, Marisol.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? Let's get a little dun 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 dun. That's right.
Yes, sir.
So I'm more focused on that. You got to take it step by step, and you got to find a good woman that's going to support you in that. That's
right,
going to
Phil.
have your back. You know what I mean? And fortunately, I found that. Somebody who fucking checks my ass. I've had 2 beers on this show, and when I get home, I'm gonna hear about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, "I saw you drinking."
That's good though. Hey, you got
but
a girl that supports you. Though.
I'm
That's
just having
dope,
a,
man.
Yeah, for
she
sure.
knows
You're
what's
with the
up,
boys.
But yeah, eventually I do want to start something for my children, whether it's in bail, whether it's in a different industry. I am going to do something because I do feel like, I have the capabilities and, and the resources to do so, but you got to have a good woman by your side to do that, man. You have to.
Yeah.
You think it's tough? You think it's tough as a bail bonds agent to separate your work with your personal life?
It definitely is, because the mood that you go into your shift. So there's a certain value about driving to work and being happy about where you're going.
Yeah.
So if you're driving to where you're like, fuck, man, I gotta lay these bricks in the morning and shit. Like, you're gonna show up with a fucked up attitude.
Hell yeah.
Me, I drive to work like, fuck, what fucking weirdo am I gonna run into today? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what kind of shit am I gonna see today? You know?
Yeah.
So there's a value about being happy about where you're going. You know? So, so I love, you know, showing up to work. What was the question again?
You couldn't put it better than that, though.
So like what I meant to say is what I said was how do you separate work from your personal life?
Got it. So, you know, and there's times where you're fucking stressed out, bro, going through shit. You know, everybody has problems. And you show up to work, and if you bring that to work, it's going to reflect on the phone call. If I'm talking to somebody who needs my help and trying to get out, and I'm over here stressed out, like, what's up, man? What can I do for you? Like, yeah, okay, well, you're going to need this. And, like, you know, I can catch my attitude. And there's times where I've been like that. And my boss will call me out and be like, yo, Phil, I've been hearing you on the phones, man. You sound a little stressed out. Go take a breather, you know? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. You know, you need that eye in the sky to snap you out of it, you know? But it takes time and it takes maturity to be able to separate those things.
What about vice versa? Like having a fucked up day at work, going home. Taking work home, like, or like you had a fucked up day at work where you're like, damn, like the stories you were telling us earlier, like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you're driving home and you're like getting home, you're like still thinking about it.
So let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about what had happened. Okay, so I was working on this guy's bail. He had called me, and this was a child molestation case. Okay, This guy is married to his wife, and his wife has a daughter. She's a 6-7-year-old girl. And this guy is an accountant for a big company. And I have a daughter myself. So I'm listening to this guy's story. Shit. And he's telling me like, oh, you know what? I was drunk. I did not know what was going on. And I'm like, what the fuck happened, bro? Like, give me the story of arrest. I need to know what happened.
Be real.
Is that something you need to know, or you were just curious?
Yeah, I fucking definitely want to know what the fuck.
You want to know, or you need to know?
I have to know.
Oh, okay.
Like, I have to tell... Because if this guy wants to get out, I have to convince the surety company as to what, and in all honesty,
because that goes back to what you were saying, like you got to read them and like see what kind of person they are, right?
For sure. And if it was my personal decision, fuck that guy, man. I ain't gonna try to bail this fool out.
Yeah.
But it's not my business, bro.
So
and I have to work the bond. So I'm talking to this guy, and he's telling me. So the wife ends up calling me, and she's like, "Let me tell you what happened." And I'm like,
oh shit.
Fuck. So I'm over here like, I gotta brace myself for this one, dude, because I have a daughter myself, dude, and you know, and kids in general, bro, are innocent, bro. They're beautiful, and she's like, I walked into my house, and you know, my daughter was sitting on his lap, and this is kind of graphic for the viewers at home, so you know, but this is real shit. This is shit that we
viewer discretion advised.
This is shit that we go through. So
off the clipper, man.
You know, and she said I walked in and he was, you know, groping my daughter and shit, you know, and I fucking, what the fuck are you doing? And you know, and this guy shows up to jail and he's talking to me sober, bro, trying to tell me I blacked out and this and that. Fuck no, you know. And anyway, long story short, I went home that day and I'm thinking about that little girl and I'm like, fuck, bro, like, how long was that little girl going through that? Like, even the Cain Velasquez case, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck,
like what that
dude.
little girl was going through, they said she went through that over 100 times.
Oh fuck no,
That's
bro.
fucked up.
And he went to jail.
And then the guy gets out, and Cain went and fucking did that.
Yeah.
You know. So and it's like, I'm like, fuck, and it does affect me when I do go home, and I, you know, and I'm like, fuck, man, that's just so fucked up. And I'm just thinking about that little girl and what she's going through, you know. And this happens all over the world, man. All over the world, there's sick shit that goes on, you know. But then you got to regroup yourself, and you got to, you know, stay strong for your kids, and you know, just learn from things like that to where shit doesn't happen like that to your children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's fucked up, but you know, thankfully that fool got caught, and you know that little girl saved from that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, but those are types of things that I go through where I'm like, fuck. That shit is fucked up, and you hear that shit, bro, and it's fucked up, you know.
Yeah, and you got to keep it like a professional face, you know. You got to kind of keep your emotions at bay and stick to the script.
That's what to me
know?
That's what must be hard, you know. Like, I'm pretty sure when he's telling you all this, you want to fucking just rush him.
I just want to fucking hang up on this fool, or if I'm looking at him in person, I just want to say,
you deserve that shit.
Stay in here.
Shit.
And I'm real with people. I'm like, you're fucking sick, bro. Like, you're a fucking sicko, dog. And you know, I'm gonna do my job and do what I have to do because, you know, if I don't do it, somebody else is gonna do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
Business is business.
It doesn't go against my morals or my dignity or anything like that, because in all, this is what the court system is. And, you know, unfortunately, I'm just doing what I got to do for my family. But, you know, it's tough, man, to fucking look at these fools. And some of these people that do go through that shit, I can read them. And I'm not saying I'm 100%, you know, lie detector, but some of these people are innocent, man. Some of these people are being framed by a baby mama, or like some of these people are like being accused of doing certain things where I'm like, fuck, man, this guy looks like he's really telling the truth. Not regarding that particular, but like, even
right.
like hitting a woman or or fucking.
There's a lot of those too.
Well, it's like the doctor.
Yeah,
you know, like the doctors, like so many people, so many like women.
Cheated,
women have so many rights.
Oh hell yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, they'll believe a woman over a man anytime. You know, especially if it's like domestic violence or like a
sexual assault,
something, you know, along those lines. You know,
the way I see it is that, you know what, I think the system is set up.
But you put yourself in that position at the same time.
For sure,
you know?
Because think about the medieval times when women used to have no fucking rights. And these women would get raped like bad. So yeah, the system is structured to protect them, but rightfully so, because men are fucking ruthless, bro.
But they take advantage of it now.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the
there
same,
are those ones that take advantage.
At the same time, yes, we know how crazy men could be, especially like the weird ones or the sickos that you say. You know,
so
like,
men need to check your shit, dogs.
You know,
make sure you're walking that shit legit. You know what I mean? Like, because you know you're gonna get caught in fire, bro.
Have you dealt with someone that's? Have you guys ever posted bills for someone that's innocent and then they end up saying like, hey, you know what, he's innocent. You get your money back, and then they still have to pay for the bill regardless, right?
Regardless of what happens in court. So
guilty or not, they still have to pay.
So whether you're improperly arrested, the bail gets reduced, or the case gets dismissed, they still have to fulfill their dutiful obligation of paying off the bail. Yeah. So they have to pay, because
that's fucked up.
It's tough. You know,
it's not fucked up from you guys. It's more fucked up like the court. I feel like this. I think the court should be able to say like, you know what, we wasted your time.
We'll cover it.
Yeah, we'll cover it. We'll cover that fee that you have to pay.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why recently they've been trying to abolish bail. So
what does abolish mean again?
Abolish is to like get rid of the bail system. So
Why?
they're trying to get rid of the bail system. So the government's trying to come in, set up an algorithm to basically have defendants be approved on a pretrial release system, where their information gets submitted into a computer, and then they're eventually judged by the computer and by their previous criminal history on whether they're a threat to society, or whether they can be released on their own recognizance. Which own recognizance in short is OR, which means that you get released on your own. You don't have to post bail. We trust that you're going to make it back to court. So the
I mean, in a way, that's cool, no?
It's not really cool, because now you're putting it in the hands of a judge to decide whether he wants to let you out or not.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
It's taking away the right from some people who a judge might discriminate, bro.
Yeah,
and a lot of this discrimination, dude. So they might discriminate, you know what I mean, and be and this guy's like, bro, I deserve bail, and the judge is like, fuck you, bro. You ain't getting out. But but that's why, even like I said, even like in the medieval times, bail has been available, like since the Magna Carta and shit, where it's like, hey, like way back in the 15 fucking hundreds and shit.
Damn, that's how far back it goes,
bro. Big time, to where they're saying, hey, if you have the right to get out, and if you can't afford representation, they're gonna afford it for you. This shit's been going on forever. So now they want to change it. It's just giving the government more control. That's all it is. And these people, it's your right, bro. It's your constitutional right.
Yeah. Is that a like a? That's not an amendment, is it? Like
it's in the Constitution of the United States. I think it's the Fifth Amendment or something like that.
About like the Bill of Rights.
Yeah, your right to bail. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
it's like that's the same thing as
so I
plead the fifth.
As like owning a gun, or
I
like
thought you can't.
Like
I thought they can't change that.
They're trying to.
Yeah,
but I thought that's impossible.
But there's loopholes.
They're trying to, because
From what I've
arguing
read,
it.
from what I've read, I'm 100% sure I've read it this many times that it's impossible for them to change the constitutional rights unless they're left open to be
Well-
to be fucking
Discriminatory?
No. To be so sometimes they leave things open so that the new generation can change it to their the new lifestyles.
It's like
new,
people
Talk
that
about cancel
it's like
culture.
people it's like people say they're for the Second Amendment. In California, we could have guns, but not like
open carry.
fully
Yeah.
how
Not like,
other states
not like
have.
Arizona. And
But
You
then-
know,
yeah.
you can have a gun,
But we can have a gun.
But that's the loophole in the Constitution. Here, you can have a gun, but there's limits.
Yeah, you can
They're
only
So-
keep it
trying,
at
so
they're
home.
trying to abolish bail, though.
So
In
the,
California.
What the fuck?
So-
That's
so-
ridiculous.
so it's
oh,
the same
just in
thing.
Cali.
Just in Cali. So for
Oh.
the viewers out there, yes,
Go
if
vote.
you do ever see a bill that is against bail, go vote against that because they're taking
Yeah.
away your right to freedom. So
Because
they're taking-
you could fucking be easily framed today for something that you didn't do, and then
For
that shit
sure.
fucks you up.
And there's people that are like work for FedEx for over 15 years that probably only have 2 points left in the system.
And they fucking
gotta
run
wait 3
someone
days
over.
for court. They lose their pension. They lose their 401k. They lose all that just because an algorithm said that they couldn't get out.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then
It's like, nah, it takes away your right.
And then interesting fact. I don't know if you guys know this, but California is the only state that has the 3-strike rule.
Yeah, well, California's
What the
always trying to
fuck?
be like freaking.
We're the
Yeah.
only ones with that.
We're the only ones with the 3 strikes. That's why everybody moves to Arizona, Vegas,
Nevada.
because
Yeah.
they don't want to get caught up that third time.
So what?
Damn.
Okay, so what if you're a Californian, and you have 2 strikes, and you go to Arizona and you get a 3rd strike over there?
But then you'll be over there away from all the bullshit.
Yeah, you just get-
you'll live there for a few
No.
years. You get
Okay.
residency.
Okay, but listen to me though. What if you have 2 strikes in Cali and you go to Arizona and you get
Different
and you
different
pick up-
court system. I'm sure you'll be good.
Different court system.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
It's a different state,
Yeah.
so that's
But honestly, if you got 2 strikes, bro, you need to retire, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you know better, dog. You know, you
Yeah.
set your shit up for that, you know?
That
Yeah.
shit's crazy, dog.
yeah,
that shit
yeah.
is mad crazy. Have you? All right. We're at an hour and 8 minutes, dog. I would like to finish this like in 12 minutes.
Cool,
an hour
cool.
20. Let's end this shit with some good some happy ass stories, bro. I want to hear some good ass stories where you're like, you know what? Fuck yeah! Like this fool fucking made it, dog. Or like, have you ever had any fucking feel good like stories where you seen a guy? I don't want to say innocent, or I don't know, some guy just. Have you ever
happy story.
Have you ever felt good at work, like where you feel like, oh hell yeah, I'm happy for this fool.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard right now because like you have so many fucking incidents, but
There's a lot of fucked
anything
up
that you
stories.
can that you
Yeah.
can come up and say, oh, I remember this fool or this shit that happened and it made me happy for him.
Aside from everything, I mean, you know, just
Or not just incidents, bro, but like anything that bail bonding has made you happy, like
bail bond in general makes me happy because I feel like personally,
you're helping people.
I feel like I'm helping people, obviously, you know, and I mean, I don't walk with my chest up and my chin up, and I don't ever hold leverage against anybody that I have the key and you need to do what I'm telling you to do. No,
That's right.
I make it possible for them, you know, based on their situation, the nature of their crime. You know, I'm like, I really fluctuate between whether or not how I'm going to help this person, you know? So I get pretty in detail about analyzing the whole situation, but I feel real good all the time because I feel
you're like I feel good because I'm not these guys.
bro, only difference between us and them is I don't get caught. No.
Hey, true story right there, bro.
That's the
But
best
true
shit you can
story.
say.
I feel good because honestly, personally, on the level that you said, you know, does my background and my history allow me to relate to them? And yeah, I feel good when they're dealing with me because they're in good hands. And I'm like,
I like that.
I'm like, you know what? You came to the right person.
Fuck
and
yeah.
A lot of people genuinely express like, dude, thank you, bro. Like, you made this shit real because it is real. It's transparent. I'm not lying to them, you know. I'm not a cutthroat agent out there, you know.
That's awesome, dog.
You know, and most agents at my company, Golden Boy Bail Bonds, shout out to Golden Boy Bail
Golden
Bonds.
Boy, yep.
You know, most of them are
Golden Boy bail bonds, baby.
Most of us do handle situations like that because a lot of us do have these background stories that, that's what I love about my company is, I got some dudes in the office that are like, you
With the
walk in,
shits.
they look like they're hood, but they're good people, professional employees, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you got people that are,
They've been through it.
Yeah, big
Man,
time.
we know not to judge a book by its cover here. you know?
100%, ever, bro. But yeah, positive stories happen every day, man. Like when you help somebody and they're able to get out, because we also make things possible for people who, like I said, need payment plans, and we make it doable for them. And we don't write the system, we don't write the bail, but we do make it possible for them to get out. So there are good stories out there. A lot of people beat their cases. You know what I mean? A lot of people beat their cases, but it's hard to really keep tabs on every single case that happens because we're bailing somebody out, we're providing the liability, and then we're moving on to the next client to help get somebody out. It's always a different situation, always a different story. It's such a crazy business, bro.
How busy are you guys? Like on a daily basis,
So
or weekly, monthly? How much? I'm pretty sure you guys set goals, but how many people do you guys deal with in a week or a month?
So in a week, we're probably dealing with getting out about 20, 30 people,
shit.
There's companies that
a
are
lot of
dealing with
lives.
getting out 50, 60 people. There's big corporations out there that are flowing. And there's days that we have, which are your weekends or Memorial Day or stuff like that where shit pops off,
Yeah.
But back in the day, back in 2010,
Yeah.
man, we were writing like 25 bonds a night. Like it was
Damn.
insane, bro. Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're talking about getting out like 100 people, bro.
What- okay,
They
what's
was checking
changed?
after
What
checking
has
after checking.
changed?
In the past 10 years.
So what has changed was
Gas prices.
everything has
Now
changed.
COVID hit.
Like
Nah, I'm just kidding.
if somebody gets booked on a possession charge, they'll normally just get OR'd because they're really not a threat to society.
There's too many. The prisons are overpacked and shit
big
like
time,
that. Huh?
especially with COVID.
Yeah, with COVID, I heard that nowadays, like you get a charge, you do something that you would do 4 years ago before COVID.
Yeah.
that you would go in for a lot.
Big time.
Now they just let you go because
time.
there's too many people in jail, huh?
Big time.
Just give you a citation and show up to court. We'll
Big
deal
time.
with you then.
And it's crazy, bro, because you're just like, fuck, like now they're also separating people in each cell, individual cells. Like they're not really combusting everybody into the middle because it can be COVID plagued. And like, so before it used to be like somebody will call us, they pass the phone, hey. Now it's like we got individuals, so it's not as busy. It's steady, but it's
Oh, I
not
see.
as busy. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of bail agencies out in town. So, and since the time of bail that I've been in bail, I mean, the number has jumped from like maybe 50 bail bondsmen to like 120 now. So there's a lot more
Oh, I
competition out
see.
there.
Yeah. Before we get done, bro, I want to ask you something. What inspires you, bro, or who inspires you, bro? Give me 3 people that inspire you.
Inspire me first and foremost would be God. Like I'm very grateful for everything that's happened to me, and there's things that I receive in life that I feel like I don't deserve, but I know God knows that I'm a good father to my children, so He supplies me with these things, and I feel undeserving of them, but I always give my thanks to God, and I'm not the holiest person, but either was many of those, stories in the Bible. Most of those people weren't very, holy, and they still made it to heaven, so God is my one inspiration. 2 would be my children, my family, you know what I mean? I didn't grow up with family, I didn't grow up with blood, siblings, and, a structured household. I grew up in the system, and, so it is my family and those close to me. And yeah, and then I would say 3rd would be the woman that I'm with right now. She's solid, bro. And everybody has their relationship problems and their relationship up and downs, but utmost respect for her because she's constantly molding me into being a better person each and every day. So
Hell yeah.
So big inspiration right there.
Awesome.
Big inspiration right there. She keeps me
dope.
on.
I like
track,
that.
baby.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like that.
Now, last thing before we get done, bro. I'm pretty sure this helps you out if we were to refer you people.
Big time.
all the
Big
time.
time.
For the we got I think as of now we got 749 subscribers. The last time I checked was like 2 days ago. If anybody that's watching us right now needs you, how can they
Yes.
contact you? Where can they find you? What's the easiest, the best way they can
So
get at you?
So if anybody is ever in custody and you guys need help, you guys can Google us. It's Golden Boy Bail Bonds. Phone number is 619-231-0200. We are right around the corner from the San Diego Central Jail. So we're literally have the biggest sign on the block, right around the corner from the Central Jail. Call us, Google us, we'll pop up, but it's Golden Boy Bail Bonds. And just ask for Dr. Phil. Ask for anybody in my office, and they'll be able to help you. But legitimately, we're a company that really cares about people, and we're really there for the community. So, and my bosses are very good people, man. Like they take care of us.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Shit,
They're legit.
I already have a mental note. Hey, if I get locked up, call my girl.
Yeah.
Hey, hit up Cheapy.
Yeah.
Hit up the homie.
That's right.
We
Like
good. We
Monopoly,
good.
You got that
Yeah.
get out of jail free card, bro.
That's right.
Nah, it's
Monopoly,
all
baby.
good. Hey, as long as I'm in good hands, I'm straight.
Don't count on it. Don't
Hey.
count on going to jail.
Oh
bro.
damn, nah. I'm not looking forward to it, but shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, I just want to say something, man. I know Phil for about a good 20 years plus, and
Big time.
he's a great dad, and better yet, a great friend, man. And I just want to tell you, I love you, dog.
I love you too, man.
And,
Yeah.
Thank
shit,
you.
man.
yeah.
Thank you.
Love you,
Well,
man.
thank you for
Always,
being with
bro.
us, fool. It's been a great time.
Yes. Anytime.
Hopefully you can
A
come back
pleasure,
again, dog.
always,
because,
man.
because it's been great. It's been a great talk, and shit, I can't wait to see you back again at the barbershop, dog, so you can tell us more stories, bro.
There's plenty more to talk about, man.
But thank you for everything,
if
bro.
if you guys thought this was good, shit, you should hear the shit we
Yep.
can't
Hey,
show.
come to the
Yeah,
barbershop and you'll
Come
hear more
get a
stories,
cut.
dog.
You'll hear the off the record shit. So
Hey,
yeah.
roll through.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for watching. I
Book
myself,
it,
Polo
book it.
Cuts SD. You guys can find me on Ace of Fates Barbershop and Tattoos on Instagram, Polo Cuts SD on Instagram, Off the Clipper on YouTube, Off the Clipper on Spotify. Go to Anchor. You can find us anywhere, all types of podcast platforms. We got my boy That Barber Cheapy in the building, baby. You already know what it is. You
sir.
can find him on IG as That Barber Cheapy. Manny Rocks with the Z at the end on Instagram. Darian the Barbarian in the building. You already know. We got Omatic
Yeah,
made it. You already know
boy.
nothing's possible without Omatic.
Nothing.
Thank you, Phil.
Nothing.
Hey, it was a great time having you here,
100,
dog.
man.
Thank you for everything,
Great
and
time. Thank you, guys.
I hope you keep growing, dog. I wish
Thank
you
you.
nothing but the best in this career and this, and what you chose this, in life, and I
Yeah.
think you chose it for a reason, bro. You're a great person, dog.
you, dude. Thank
you
you.
know,
Like,
for
you
real,
got a
for
good
real.
heart, homie.
You got a good
Polo.
heart, and I think
Likewise.
you got a lot of more people to help out there. So if you
you,
need
man.
anybody to help you out to get out of jail, man, this is the guy. Get at him ASAP. Dr. Phil, you already know
Philip
what
Hoy.
it is. Golden Boy.
Golden Boy Bail Bonds.
Golden
yes,
Boy
sir.
Bail
Golden Boy
Bonds.
Bail Bonds.
We are out. Good night, y'all. Have a great night.
Clipper.
Off the
Peace.
Clipper, baby. Yes, sir.